The Wellness Show, episode number 357.
Welcome to The Wellness Show, a podcast on health and wealth. I'm your host, Tyson Bannigan, the founder of the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. Join me as we get the latest insight, tips, and strategies from wellness providers, coaches, and successful, heart-centered entrepreneurs, and much, much more. Okay, we're live back on Facebook, and if you could give us a thumbs up or let us know whether we are more clear broadcasting. This is Tyson Bannigan, and this is Laura Cool. This is the Wellness Show on health, wealth, and enlightenment. And we're with you for the next hour to answer all your questions on what's up in your life, what's up on planet Earth, how to get out of your own way, take back your personal power, and stand in your truth and deliver your awesome gifts to the world. So it's a very beautiful day here in the sense that it's raining and it's a spring rain and the garden peas are in and starting to grow. We did a whole rock wall at the end of the garden, and we had a neighbor come in with a backhoe and dig it out and put a new foundation in, and that all happened yesterday. And so we have a whole new barren piece of ground to clean up and a fence to repair, and oh my goodness, lots of things happened yesterday on top of everything. I really encourage people to show up for the 5 o'clock show every Tuesday. It is really a heart-centered show that I am co-hosting with Shelley Darling and Charlie Riverman. It's a chance to come and feel what it is to be in a group and do group action in the sense of being connected to Mother Earth and the energy of bringing about a more blessed way to be in the world. So it's a great way to feel connected. So I encourage you to join us. So we'll put those links in the show notes. Every Tuesday, come and join us for about an hour, hour and a half. I feel really blessed that I'm part of this. I get to just be with like-minded people and share on a very, very deep heart-centered way with each other. So encourage you to come and join us on that show. This one is more like problem solving, helping you get from where you are to where you want to be. There we just sit together as equals and we talk about the energies flowing, and we create a crucible of hearts connected, weaving of a heart. And then we let source consciousness or God guide us. We become guided and through source, and it's amazing what shows up through synchronicity. So if you want to try that out and feel what that is, then join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific. It was, we may be renaming it, but it was called, what was it called anyway? I can't even remember what it was called. But anyway, we'll put the notes in there, in show notes of how to, join us. It was called Radical Earth Resonance. That's what it was called, Radical Earth Resonance. But we're really talking about how to work with Mother Earth, how to tune to the resonant field of Mother Earth, how to live and work with her, how to listen, and how to work with source consciousness. So it's a beautiful way to experiment with what I feel is the new way in which we collectively need to show up to make this a better world. We need to do this as a group. The time of the lone wolf is over. All right. The phone is now open. It's 1-866-369-7464, 1-866-369-7464. Give us a call. Let us answer your questions or do a clearing for you. And all of you bright souls are on Zoom. If you'd like to ask us some question, that would be really great. So Karen says the video is more fluid, and that's great. And Eliezer says, that was scary. Let me see, I have to move this out of the way here. That my son appears not to be feeling well now. Sure, what's wrong though? Okay, so yeah, always clear your son. Your son is here on a mission. You're on a mission, but you're sort of like the free runner for your son. You are like in the Bible. Who preceded John the Baptist preceded Christ and did the anointment in the water in preparation for the coming of Christ. So you are doing the same for your son. So your job is to make it safe for your son by clearing the energy of him and around him, right?
Does he know how though?
Yeah, he's doing a deep clearing protocol, absolutely.
And you do. Oh, you know this person then, like.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
He's in our master light mastermind group, and he's doing.
Eliezer is.
Yeah, he's doing really, really well.
Okay. In our class?
No, there's one class you're not part of, and that is the Master Light Mastermind group. We're helping people get out of their way so they can deliver their gifts to the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's in that class. And that's where we're working together, helping everybody get out of whatever's in the way so they can take their business into the world. So he's been doing the deep clearing protocol, and recently we did some work with doing the Court of Atonement as well. All right, so Karen says, I've always had the feeling my dog is reincarnated from someone I've known before. Is there any way to know? Yeah, dogs evolve. There's a great movie out there from a dog's point of view of how it incarnated as a dog three or four different times to work with one family. So that's one way that dogs can work. It's the same spirit coming through different dogs to be the guardian angel on the dog kingdom for the family. That's one way. So I've had a feeling my dog is reincarnated from someone I've known before. Well, it could be another dog that you've known. It could be a dog that was really, really close to you. There is transmigration where people, humans can regress back to becoming a dog, or maybe it's not regression in some cases. Maybe, I know, in one lifetime I wouldn't mind being a wolf. I don't want to be hunted as a wolf, but I love the connection to wolves, right? So it could be that way, although highly unlikely. So more likely that it has to do with some animal connection you had that was very, very powerful, and that spirit wants to reincarnate and come back and be with you in a different form. It could be a different animal, or it could be the same species. It could be dog reincarnating as a dog, or cat reincarnating as a cat, or whatever, or a cat reincarnating as a dog. So that I don't understand all of the transmigration possibilities, but I would think anything and everything is possible. All right. Hopefully that's helpful. You could also, if you had some ideas of who it was, you could always muscle test or your dowels and say, is this, what's the possibility that this is Aunt Martha, for example, or Uncle Fred, or whatever. Or you could actually use the alphabet and Pendulum and ask the person's name and dowels it out, how many letters in the name, in the first name, and do it that. I've never actually ever done that. People can do that for their guardian angels or whatever. I just figure it doesn't matter what your name is. If you choose to work with me, God bless you. That's enough. I don't need to know your name. I just need to thank you. But you can use, the alphabet to discover who your guardian angels are, or who the name of that incarnated being is. Yeah.
What's the point in knowing if your dog is Aunt Martha?
Well, it could be. I know. Who am I to say? If it's important to somebody that they know that it's Aunt Martha, then who am I to say? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think each to their own. Some of it we really need to have that feeling of connection, especially if you were abandoned as a child, or there was some sort of loss, or Aunt Martha was the only anchor that you had in your life. Then it may be really important. So Eliezer said, thank you. When I did the deep cleaning for 24 days, I included my wife and children. It didn't work. No, it does work. It just, it just takes time, right? And you should keep on going with it. You have a very powerful, there's lots of forces going on in your life that don't want you to do what you're doing, including your in-laws and your outlaws and your overlords and underlords, and there's a lot of energy and trying to stop you from doing what your mission is. So you need to keep clearing, right? This is not a magic bullet. You know, for most people that are not on a mission like you are, it's not as difficult for them. So, so Karen says, our dog is so connected, facial connection. I just wondered, so connected, facial connections. I'd say more about that. I don't know what you mean. Looks like somebody that you know. Yeah, I've had really amazing. My dog, I called him. I called him my spiritual guru. He really taught me so much about unconditional love. I miss him dearly, and I'm looking forward to seeing him on the other side. He was a Malamute, huge dog, who always talked, and very much opened my heart. Yeah, the deep clearing is a process and it becomes automatic. Yeah, it becomes automatic really at the point at which you know that you're protected and you're a sovereign human being. If you're still struggling with becoming a sovereign being, it can be really quite scary because you don't think it's working, but keep going. Okay, so Laura, you seem to be frozen. Can you say something? Laura. I think Laura's frozen in time again. She's in another dimension. So we'll see if she pops back in. Do you know how many days I need to do it? Yeah, until you're done. Yeah, then you keep doing the deep clearing protocol until you're out of fear and you can take back your personal power and you become a sovereign human being where nobody can mess with you. Yeah, most people are done in 21 days, but you know, we can maybe do some deeper work that needs to be done. So there's other techniques to do what might be a core fracture or toxic emotion, which is unresolved conflict from your childhood, or from you know, anybody who was an authority when you were growing up that you may have misinterpreted what they said. It could be anything from being, you know, with a teacher, a parent, your mother, your father, or it could be, you know, even being angry at God. All these things, all these traumas can be core fractures or toxic emotions. And I'm a licensed practitioner in helping people remove that trauma from their energy system. So just to let you know that if you don't get clear with a deep clearing protocol, it works for about 95, 96% of the population. But in some cases, we have to do a deeper dive and go after those toxic emotions, core fractures, unresolved conflict that come usually from your childhood, but it could be from past life as well. So, all right. So that was a great question. So anybody else have any questions? Let's see here. I'll just scroll up here.
I'd like to say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just to Eliezer, that I did the deep clearing protocol. I started in around February, and it took me about 35 days doing it daily to clear, to be in 100% impervious, cleared. That means either muscle tested by dowsing, but I intend to do it for 60, and then now I intend to do it for 90 days. So it's a process, and I just feel much more protected, especially from what's going on with the pandemic.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. So yeah, do you have any clues for him that would help him? Because I know you've had to clear really deep stuff. So do you have any tips for him or any sense other than just stick to it that you found?
Yes. Well, first of all, I would ask, like, what time are you doing it? Are you doing it in the morning? Are you doing it at evening? And then either, I'm assuming you know how to muscle test or douse. What I would do is that when there's any doubt, like for example, when you said it did not work for my wife or my child, or get a piece of paper and just start writing and ask your higher self or true self to say, what didn't work? What was the nugget? What is the thing that's bothering me? And just start writing down, almost like a stream of consciousness. And then you can go back and hone in on that specifically. The deep clearing protocol, as you know, it's 64 parts, are very specific. So you could also add your own names to the back of the protocol. Like you could write there, or if it's an e-document, you could write there. Or what I would do is add your own statement in between. You could just add something very personal there. For example, I've made sure to add something extra. I forget if it's number 16 or 17. I added that I have a zero tolerance policy where no negative energies, whether it's something that I've read, I watched on social media, on television, or something that people have told me. It cannot touch my body physically because I would get very affected. So what I would say instead, let things affect me. Let me have them in like as a vision or as something auditory, or let them come in some other manner. But my body is 100% off limits. So my point is to find the personal thing that's bothering you, and just to find the opposite. That's where, and also you go for it with love.
Yeah, that's a great point. And you know, when it comes to dreams, it may be that you want to install that when I go to sleep to re-nourish and heal my body, and therefore I don't want to be interrupted with night terrors or with or being attacked. And that you set that precedence with source consciousness, so that you are protected during the night, so that you become untouchable during that time. So, you know, I really like what you said, Eduardo, and anybody else out there that has certain things that they are adding to the 64 statements that you're finding specifically good for you, if you could send them into Tyson or Laura, because we're always updating it, usually about every 6 months. So it's really good to go over them. And just to let you know, my new book is in the process of having the book design being done for it, and it is on the deep clearing protocol. So I'm looking for testimonials to be included in the book. You get to include your name and your email address. And of course, if you're in the Dowsing and Energy Healing Master class, certification class, you get to be listed in the book as a certified practitioner. So it's a great opportunity to either join and become a licensed practitioner, or to be included in the book at the testimonial. I get to say I was in Tyson's best-selling book. Okay, so that's an opportunity for everybody out there if you'd like to be one of those people in the book. I'm thinking it'll be somewhere around 15 to 20 testimonials. So there's like 15 to 20 slots available. So going once, going twice.
Mm-hmm. Is your phone on?
Is my phone on? Good question. Where is my phone? There's my phone. Is my phone on? My phone is on. So standing by at 1-866-369-7464. And for those that are in the background here, Matt or anybody else, or Sandy, if you have any questions, type them in, or you could also phone in. Oh, here comes a phone call, and we have one message coming in as well. All right. Welcome to the Wellness Show. Who are we talking to?
Hi, Tyson and Laura. Matt, good morning.
Good morning, Matt. You're in two places at once. You're on Zoom and on the phone.
Yeah.
Wow. You're doing this teletransportation through technology. Yeah. So what's up?
Hey, I wanted to call. I don't know if you remember 3 to 4 weeks ago, you guys, as well as Harold, worked on my son.
Yes.
Suffered 8 concussions and was having suicidal thoughts. Well, since then he's had another concussion, and then the other night I had a panic mode where Dad panicked because he got really sunburned, he was shivering, and thought he was having a seizure. So I took him to the hospital, and they did another CAT scan. And I just want to tell you guys how excited I am, because I spoke with the radiologist yesterday. It's a doctor out of UW Health in Madison. And he asked me what we've been doing different. And I said, why? He said, well, I could see 9 concussions before, and now I'm only seeing where his brain damaged in 2 areas. And I truly believe that's an act of God, an act of you guys. An act Laura's worked with him numerous times. And it's great. I just wanted to share that things are better.
Well, that's wonderful news. And if you wouldn't mind writing that as a testimonial, that would be wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, and well, and thank you to Harold. Harold, you're the one that's taught us how to do this. So
Yeah.
thanks to Harold on the other side. And I'm sure we're going to have Harold in our MAP program here, to the medical assistant program, Harold and others, to help us. Well, thank you ever so much for letting us know, and bless you. And if you need to have some more clearing done for your son, let us know.
I sure will.
All right. Bye for now.
Thanks.
All right. There was somebody else phoning in at the same time with Matt, and I was sort of cutting him off to let somebody else talk, and all of a sudden they disappeared. So the line is now open. 1-866-369-7464. Thank you, Matt, for phoning in. And, you know, if you need us to do a clearing even now, just let us know. You can just type that in, seeing as you're on the Zoom.
So now let's get this real clear. This is a child who played hockey, had 9 concussions on his brain. And the radiologist looked at the old pictures of his brain, and then his father freaks out, takes him to the emergency room, and another CAT scan gets done because they thought maybe he was having a seizure, when in reality he was having a really bad reaction to a sunburn. And then the radiologist, the nurse of the radiologist calls him and says, the doctor wants to talk to you. The radiologist wants to talk to you. And was said that this kind of healing happens, but not in the time frame that it's happened in. So that it happened very quickly, and the boy is doing so well that these are the kind of things that like I look at and say, okay, so because do we really know what we do works? Because, you know, I mean, people will call us and tell us that these things happen, but when you have a radiologist at UW-Madison Medical School, which is highly renowned in the medical world, asking questions about this, then I say, thank you, God. What I do, thank you. Those are the kind of things that, I don't know about you, Tyson, but I just get super excited, and I just want the, like, yes, it does work. It does. See, it got proof. Because we don't get proof as much as other people do. I mean, other areas do. We don't have whatever you call it, like research or whatever in what we do. In fact, the scientists like kind of poo-poo us and push us away. And what we do works, but you can't make people believe us, right? So these kind of things, I'm like, yes. It's like one right. For us.
Welcome to the Wellness Show. Sorry you had to wait. We had to let Laura get over her excitement about.
Oh, no, that's great. This is what they call you. Asked me to call today, so that's why I'm calling.
Oh, that's great. That's why it sort of left you in the dark, whispered at you.
Yeah, that's fine, and that was so exciting about the father that called in. That's so, you know, it's just chills are going up and down my spine. So, you know, that's so wonderful. You all deserve enormous
right
admiration. So anyway, you asked me to call in
yes.
about the reset on my daughter, and what has happened by using the reset, I've been able to, well, not me, but my healing team has been able to hold her, which is, I think I've expressed to you before, I could move her with her, you know, her knowledge and her thanking me actually, moving her, but then she'd always fall back to this former level. And so we talked about that on another show, and I installed a reset, and so she's been able to hold it. You know, it's not enormous, but the download I got was, well, I get up to 8.5, how come she keeps falling back to 8.2? And the message I got was, she can't go that fast.
Right.
She has to integrate it and assimilate. And so this sort of, I think I told you this yesterday, is like, you're not a runner. What if somebody told you need to run a marathon today? You know, she needs time, her body and her system needs time to assimilate the new energies. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. And
wow,
I want to thank you so much.
That's great news. So let me just talk about a set point for those out there. So this is what's going on, is that we have set points that are that we have in our body that allow us, for safety reasons, to not fall back. And some of these are conditions that are belief systems that we can't get well, or whatever, that they're that we've established. One of them that's really familiar more for lots of people is in terms of finances. There's a set point that even if you won the lottery, you would spend all the money and get back to that same set spot that you had before you won the lottery. So working with set spots and removing them is really important. But what you're saying is equally important, is we have to do it in an integrative way. We sort of set it at a different level, but we can't go too quick, too far, because the body needs to integrate that new way of showing up on planet Earth. Did I get that right?
Yes, yes. In fact, there might even be a, for lack of a better word, a fear response. If you find yourself all of a sudden, feeling so different, there may be the set point is the comfort zone.
Yeah, the set point is a comfort zone. So if we could take away the person's fear, right, which is what we're doing with the deep clearing, then we can cut that set point. We could jump up much quicker. So it's really I love what you just said, because it's really the fear that, on the needle that sets the set point about how much you're gonna let yourself open up to divine love to flow through your body. Otherwise you feel too much fear or overwhelmed. So it's interesting. Right. It's a balance between the allowing love to flow in your body and the fear. How do we balance that out so the person can feel comfortable and growing? So thank you very much. And I'd love to have your testimonial in my new book. So please write it up.
Gosh, well, I'd be happy to do that. One other thing that came with this whole thing that I thought might be helpful to your listeners is that what I got was part of the set point for my daughter was fixed-mindedness. She was just very locked into this being, sort of sick-mindedness.
Yeah.
And so that was the other thing, the teamwork on clearing out. So anyway, I just thought I would add that.
Yeah, I think that's really a serious problem in North America, is almost bragging about, my doctor diagnosed me with A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and I'm taking pill 8.
Like the badges.
Yeah, the Girl Guide and Boy Scout badges.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you.
All right, thanks for phoning in. Much appreciated. Great news.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. So raise that set point. All right, the line is now open, 1-866-369-7464. Want any assistance to get from where you are to where you want to be, or any loved ones, or have any questions about dowsing and energy healing? We'd greatly appreciate your call. And if you have any questions, whoops, there we go. Laguna Beach. Well, welcome to the Wellness Show. And who are we talking to?
Hey, it's Debbie. Good morning.
Good morning, Debbie.
How are you?
Good. Good.
Good. I have a happy deep clearing story for you.
Oh, great.
So, as you know, you kicked me to bed about my gallbladder, so I did the clearing on that.
Yeah, it was pretty traumatic what I told you. So, yeah.
No, it was awesome.
Yeah.
But anyway, so after I was in the hospital in March, and then I had reached out to you and Laura, spoke to both of you on the phone, did the deep clearing protocol, but my numbers are really off for my gallbladder, my liver, my pancreas, and I had a systemic infection is what their lab showed. And because I don't have medical records, there was nothing to base it on, because I've never had blood panel done. So on Monday, I grew some big cojones and went and got my follow-up lab, 13 tubes of blood. And the whole time in between for that month, I used the clearing protocol, and I raised the vibration of all my numbers to be normal, and sent that clearing protocol to clear anything else that may have been in there. And I just got my labs back. I read them last night, and they were more than better than normal.
Wow.
13 tubes of blood, about 180 tests. It wasn't just my liver and my pancreas, and as I said, I'm going to be 63 in August, but my hormones are perfectly normal. My pancreas is normal. My gallbladder is normal. All my vitamins that they test for. I was so excited, and I just can't thank you and Laura enough for assisting me with this, but just helped me change my whole focus, and I was able to send that clearing energy to clear everything out. So everything in my blood, I envision it, got all these little happy blood cells jumping around in my body and going through my organs, and it was just so wonderful. So I just wanted to reach out to you and thank you, because you guys are such a blessing.
Well,
And,
thank you for doing the work. Congratulations on that. And as I was saying, I'd love to have your testimony on my new book. I mean, if we can help people do this sort of work to help them learn that they can clear themselves, take back their personal power, and heal themselves, it's a really powerful message to get out in the world. So thank you ever so much for letting us know that when you do the work, you get the results. So congratulations.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I could not have done it without both of you. I love both of you. And I will be posting some pictures of Tyler.
Okay, great. And hug all those dogs and
Some little
cats.
happy day pictures to get everybody going.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
thank you,
All
Very
right.
good.
Tyler.
Thank you guys so
Bye-bye.
much.
Bye.
So she's talking about a little dog that got named after us. So I've never had a little dog named after myself, but Laura and I. So yeah, and is it a she or a he? I can't remember, but it's the cutest little.
He.
It's the cutest little dog in the world.
It's an Australian shepherd, right?
Is it?
Yeah. And I saw one at that farm that I went to. Oh, a mini Aussie. I went to that farm where all those little ponies were, and there was an Aussie there, and I was like, oh, you look. I think Tyler's gonna look like you. Very, very cute doggy. Yeah. Yes. I guess my sister reminded me that I have been named after like a calf. Her and I, Erin Laura, were named at one of our local farmers in Stoughton, Wisconsin, named calves after us. I had forgotten about that. And it's on a farm that they did free range cows and not pasteurized milk and free range everything. It was just, and the farmer really liked us, so he named two of his girls after us.
Well, I haven't been named out. I mean, one of my partners at the time, when we were in Grenada, we rescued a turtle, a Wrigley turtle from the market where they get butchered and sold. I mean, they're talking about a turtle that's like gigantic.
Oh.
$250 US we had to pay for. I mean, it was horrible to go into a butcher shop and see all these turtles on their back, right? To become turtle soup, even though turtle soup is banned in Grenada, the butchers still make a lot of money.
Wow.
So anyway, we rescued this turtle and we named her and we hauled her down to the sea and blessed her. We called her Gabrielle, which is, after an angel, after the wonderful woman in my life, and watched her go off to sea. And she went out to sea. She got partway out to sea and turned back and looked at us, and she was gone. It felt so good to do that. So good to do that. I wish I had $1 million trillion. I would have bought all the rest of the turtles there. It was really hard because you can only rescue one because I didn't have enough money, right?
Yeah. But remember that one is all it takes to change the world.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a good man, Tyson. You've changed the world in many, 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 many different ways.
Yeah, I was always hoping that, I know there's kids on boats all over the world. The boats sail around and kids get to, go to school on boats. And one of my dreams was to put tracking devices on the turtles we rescue, then have the kids track them, right?
Sure.
GPS. And they'd all be named, and they would be then tracking these turtles, where are they in the ocean and what are they doing? It could be part of the whole scientific discovery of, because we really don't know truly about the life of a turtle, right? We know that they show up on the beach where they were born. We know that they go to sea, but we really don't know where they are or whatever. So putting a tracking on a turtle and having all these kids be involved in tracking them was one of my pet projects. We never did get to do it, but anyway, I was just talking to somebody in Grenada, as a matter of fact, who did sustainable development there. She's a Canadian, and she said they still talk about Tyson in Grenada. So I don't know what they're talking about. It's a bit scary, but anyway, they know about this 6'4" guy who roamed around the island and did this environmental work. So, yeah.
Right. And save the turtles. That's why that one time when I said it's like putting a turtle slow in a pot, and you're like, don't say that. Don't say, and I was like, dude, it's just an example. It's not, I'm not throwing any turtles in the pot.
Yeah. So there you are, turtle stories. All right, the line is open, 1-866-369-7464. And what we got here? Yes, Jane Goodwill speaks of this. One person can make a change. Yes, well, thank you. One person can make a change. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
And don't forget, all the animals, according to the First Nations, are here to support humans, not the other way around. And that without animals, humans couldn't survive because we're too weak-kneed and don't know how to be one with Mother Earth. And so all the animals are here to teach us how to open our hearts and listen to Mother Earth. So,
well, we do know how to do it. It's a lost art, right?
Well, we lost our way.
We can learn it. We can learn how to do it again.
Yeah. I mean, we've been alienated from nature and our own inner nature since Christopher Columbus came to America. So over 500 years of this craziness that we need to get out of, to remember that maybe the First Nations had a way of living on the land which was equitable and that was less effort, right? And more recreational time and more time to be one with your family, like COVID-19 is forcing us to do, that maybe we don't need to live in a crazy world with crazy ways to make money, right? Maybe we can live more close to the land and be embraced by Mother Nature and our own inner nature and be more at harmony with all of life instead of running around in cities. Anyway, that's what I feel anyway.
Well,
So,
and maybe some of our listeners can share what they've learned by being on COVID in the lockdown. Like what have you been learning? What have you been doing with your family? What good things have come out of this for you? Can you share that with us?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the important thing, is what have you learned by being at home and helping educate your children? Or what have you learned about working at home when you're not going to an office? Or how are you readjusting your way of doing business as you return, as your business opens up, whether it's a restaurant or whatever. And, I just want a blessing to all the farmers and ranchers out there. I know you're hurting and losing a lot of money and don't know how, if you can make it through this year. Not only do you have Mother Nature and the whims of the, of the weather, but now the whole food chain is a bit messed up because people aren't in restaurants and all the rest. So, yeah, I mean, all the meat plants are down. I mean, the difficulty with all of this is when you raise a cow and you can't take it to slaughter at the right time, you have to feed it. And therefore, it's going to cost you a lot of money. So the whole way of which we do the food chain is all mucked up. Being a vegan myself, I eat eggs, so I'm not truly a vegan every once in a while. For me, it never did make sense of 1,600 cows going through Cargill every day being slaughtered. But that being said, I understand, if that's a business and that's how you raise your livelihood, you are one with the land, you are one with the cows, and taking care of them is your livelihood, then having this all crammed up because people can't get to restaurants and, they're not eating out as much. I know it's difficult. So I just want to send a lot of love and compassion out there for all of the different ways in which we make money on the planet. And to be quite honest, maybe we need to resync some of them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. So Oz asked, I worked on my liver and adrenal glands last night. This morning, the right side of my body is sore. I would like a clearing from you as well.
All right, so let's just do this. So I, Tyson Bannigan, in my holy name, I am presence. This is Divine Mother, Creator God, and the source of all that is. Adjust the adrenals for everybody on this call or listening to this call. And let's actually balance the whole endocrine system for everybody so that all of them are in balance, right, throughout the body. And to relieve any pressure or unresolved toxic emotion, core fractures, unresolved conflict, which may be inhibiting the full production and balancing of people's hormones. We undertake this clearing out throughout the multidimensional levels of reality throughout all time, space, and dimensions. Remove any bleed through from matriarchal or patriarchal lineage or for the DNA lineage of our soul family, star family, and family of origin. And I declare it so be it, it is done. So I didn't use my pendulum. Did you use your pendulum? Yeah, okay, great, it's still going.
Yep.
Okay, tell me when we're done.
Okay. Okay, we're done.
So just to let you know, at some point in this whole process, you're going to wonder, you're thinking, well, how come Tyson wasn't using his pendulum? It's a good question. I mean, I can use my pendulum, but many times I want to focus on what I'm saying. I've done it so many times that I know that action is automatically going to happen because I've done it hundreds of thousands of times. So I don't necessarily spin my pendulum, but I know in my mind's eye that a vortex is being created, which is creating the clearing that I want to happen. And this is where we want you to get you to, so that you don't have to use any tools, any dowsing tools, so you get crystal clear, reliable guidance in the moment without having to use a tool. Now, there's nothing wrong with using a tool, so don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm just saying that you can reach the point where tools are secondary adjunct to your guidance, okay?
So Karen asks, I ride the fence on wanting to not eat meat. Do you have suggestions for easy, nutritious meals? Shine with Plants is a woman she's on YouTube and Instagram. And she's a vegan, and she shows you how to eat what she eats every day for her and her husband and her two little ones. And she's amazing. She goes through, she has tons and tons of videos. They're very well done. They're very well,
why don't you type her name right into?
I did, Shine with Plants.
Okay. All right. And so there's also,
here's her.
Also, smoothies are a great way to start for your breakfast to get you all of the nutrients that you need. And I'm trying to remember.
Shine with Plants.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to remember who that is. I'll figure it out and put it into the show notes. And we did it with Wayne downstairs, who has diabetes, and we're using plant-based, doing smoothies every morning. With, I think it's 2/3 plants, 1/3 fruit. And they have a retreat center where they do this, and in less than 30 days, those that have diabetes no longer have any symptoms.
Yeah.
And we did it with our friend Wayne downstairs who has diabetes, and he doesn't like, he's from a Mormon background, so food and protecting himself with food and, and sequestering food and everything is part of who he is. But anyway, we were able to convince him for, I don't know how long, it was about 2 or 3 weeks, to do smoothies every morning. And we got him regulated. Mind you, he does, he's eating anything and everything he wants now, so it's back where it was. But the exciting thing is, by doing the smoothie recipes, I think, and I'll find this, we have all the videos, and Sarah's a licensed practitioner in this whole area, right? She's done all the research done, and actually through the university got a certificate in natural health and food. So because it was important to us to do this right. Anyway, the point is that smoothies, done right, can correct all sorts of different symptoms that we have. That's exciting. Basically what this means is give the body what it needs to heal itself, and guess what? It will heal itself automatically.
Yeah, my friend Haywood Simmons, he did the same exact thing. He had diabetes, and now he's a vegan, and he lives on a farm in Georgia, and he's all about exactly that. And he's a firm believer, because he did it for himself, where he healed himself of the diabetes. And so, it is what it is. Some people have enough courage in themselves to do it and to heal themselves, and others, like your friend, would, you know, go backwards and depend on Western medicine to regulate them, which that's fine too, whatever it is that you need. But at least there's other ways of doing it other than just one way.
And again, we're talking about the set point. You know, how much can you overcome the fear
Sure.
and trepidation and bring about the love in with your body? Can you have that conversation, and can you climb the ladder like Jacob's ladder back to the light? And those steps on the rung are for you to take when you're ready to take them, right? So
Absolutely.
we wanted you to take it so that you don't fall back, because if you fall back, you get discouraged. And so we don't want you to discourage you. We want you just one step at a time, right?
Absolutely. Everyone does it in their own time, in their own way, and you can't force something onto somebody. You can show them the way, and you can show them a different way of doing things, but you can't force them into doing what you want them to do. But you can suggest, you can plant seeds. Sometimes they kick rocks at you, and sometimes they cover it up with dirt and they say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And they let them grow. And that's beautiful too. So it just depends on where you are.
Yeah, and when we come back to deep clearing protocol, you know, most people get clearance 21 days. Some people get more done between 21 days and 60 days. So it's really, again, how fast can you move? And actually don't even think about being fast, because that can be judgment. Oh, you're going slow, you're going fast. Just do it in the rhythm that you know. And I love what Eduardo was saying, you know, what part of this am I being bothered with? Or is there a certain number in the 64 that I need to focus on? You know, if I douse every day, what is it that's going to help me not have night terrors or dreams or whatever the problem is? Or how can I do a short clearing that zeroes in on that particular problem that I'm having so I can clear it? I mean, this is for you to be able to use this as a way to really drill down into where is that trauma, where is that core fracture, where is this originating from? I mean, I have hired a coach, and yesterday I find it was really ironic. I mean, I teach people about full body enlightenment only to discover, and working with my coach, that I've never really been in my body, right? I have never really totally been in my body. And she's got me there over and over. I'm in an absolute bliss to be in my body. But for most people, it's too scary to be in your body.
So you keep falling out?
No, I physically have never ever been totally in my body.
I know, but like if she keeps putting you in and then you keep going back out, then let's you and I talk, because I've dealt with this before.
Well, no, this is a really deep work. And so, so the point is that, you know, when you have trauma, it's particularly in your childhood, you're going to disassociate it because it's not safe to be in your body. And even if you think you're fully in your body, and even if it says that, even if you douse and think you're in your body, unless you do the really deep work. So let's put it this way. If you're fully enlightened in your body, you're done. I don't know anybody on the planet who's fully enlightened in the body and still here. So that's when you're done. So this is a never-ending process of clearing, right? There's always more to do. If the mere fact you're on planet Earth means you're still doing the work. You're still doing the balance between the light and the dark. Okay? It's the never-ending story.
Interesting ideas that you're coming up with today. That's cool.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that we get more aware, more enlightened, more ability to carry the light of who we are. Our spirit can inhabit our body, right? Our spirit is eternal, but the more the body can calm down, the more the ego can let go of trying to control the body, the more the spirit can inhabit the body, and the more embodied we become, right? I don't know if you're frozen again there, Laura. Are you frozen?
No, I'm because I'm thinking.
Oh, I just was worried that you were frozen.
The stuff that you're saying is it's challenging me right now. So I'm asking for guidance.
Oh, good. I love being challenged. I love challenging you. It means that there's another set point to be dealt with, which may be interesting. All right. So I don't know where we are time-wise, but let's see here. Laura, do you have the time in front of you?
59. Yeah, 10:59.
Yeah, we got 1 more minute, so we're ready for one more quick question, or one more. Did we get everything here?
We did.
All right.
Yeah, I think we've gotten everything today, but I'm definitely going to think about that.
All right. Well, there's always tomorrow morning, same time, same place to come back and talk about that. So that's food for thought. And don't forget, sign up for self-massage with Darlene Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific. It's going to be worth your while. You're going to learn how to relieve the stress and duress in your body so you can remember who you be. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye.
For quality online wellness products, courses, and services, visit our sponsors, thewellnessstore.ca and the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy located at thewellnessacademy.ca. To stay in touch, visit us at thewellnessshow.ca. And until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.